We are the keepers of the flame, the sacred order. Let the ceremony begin. And today, faithful acolytes, we take a look at this. And what this is from the Lillie Belle Chocolate Company. It is do not eat this chocolate. But, I mean, you got spooky writing here, but I don't know what the hell else I'm supposed to do with it. What am I going to do with it now? I can't. Am I supposed to build stuff with it? Should I make a wall? Can I make a wall? No. So I guess I might as well eat it. And we'll get to that momentarily. But we have a full-on, tongue-searing chile and chocolate explosion. You have been warned. So I have. So I have. And you know, this font is, with that shadowing there on red, is somewhat difficult to read. It works here well because it's on white. Contrast. When you're using colors, contrast is important. Now we have white on black, and this font is just not great. Okay, let's see if we can read it though. Okay. Go ahead. Eat it, but don't say we didn't warn you. I said I was warned. You got me. You got me. This bar is hot. We just went crazy with spices and then threw in a huge load of ghost chile, some ají amarillos, and a pinch or 12 of arbol. Although this actually is arbole. There's hurt. But also some intense citrus smoke and other flavors. Boy, this text is just, this is funny stuff. Why did they go with this stupid text? This is cool stuff to read, and they just made it almost illegible. There is no reason for this bar to exist except that there is a large population of people who enjoy the searing heat of chiles in their chocolate. And let's go over the top, or the top that they go so over the, okay, and let's go so over the top that they hurt. Fine, we can do that. Oh, a challenge! Well. On this day of all days. A challenge would be fine. All right, so we got organic chocolate and spices. And it doesn't say, I'm glad they actually listed the peppers up here. This is, I really feel like they need to redesign all this. This gets lost. If you come back here, it's more legible, but honestly, this packaging is kind of a mess. I'm sorry to say. I like it. I like this part here. This face with the eyes of fire, the do not eat this chocolate across his face, or her face, whichever it is. It's bald, so I'm going to say it's probably a him. And yeah, this is this could be better. I suppose that is not really high on their concerns, though. Sometimes the boards are really cool. What I will do though is I will like to just keep them. This one I won't, but the Godzilla Reaper bar, that is actually, I use that as a bookmark. And you guys can check out that video in the same playlist as this, which is the spicy sweets. So, all right, Mr. Do Not Eat This Chocolate, we're gonna eat it anyway. Can I stand this up? There's the question. Okay. Let's take a look at it. is a bit bigger than the Willie Pete's tend to run, I will say. This might be getting a bit old. You got some of a whiting out effect here. We got the embossing here. This is a good size. It's a good size candy bar. It does smell good. I believe this is milk chocolate. Does it say? I'm gonna assume that it's milk. It's probably milk chocolate. Most chocolates I think probably are, unless they specify as dark. But okay, so we can. Yeah, we don't really see any chunks here, which is kind of a pity. But I think we've dilly-dallied around just about long enough. Let's get to it. It's it tastes more like a milk chocolate, but it's not that sweet, if that makes sense. I quite like it. I mean, you know, chocolate bars are a food. I don't love the name of this. I call it death chocolate or something. But then you can still keep the do not eat this. But, you know, do not eat this bar, death chocolate, fine. The insinuation that this is for, actually I guess it's not even that. It's a direct statement that this is for chili heads. I don't feel like they're familiar with the typical chili head offering that specifically caters to that crowd. This is quite tame. A very, very tame chocolate. I like the concept, but it's more bluster than anything, I'm afraid. That's in terms of heat. In terms of flavor, it is quite delicious. This is, I've done a fair number of chocolates on this channel, and I will say that this is, I wouldn't say it's, I mean, I'm gonna stop short of calling it the best tasting. It is among the best tasting I've had. Very high up though. Like in the top 2 or 3. Phenomenal flavor. This is a wonderful tasting bar. I'll give it a default 1. But, you know, here's the thing. And I pick on snacks. Hot sauces don't do this as much, by the way. This is much more of a snack thing. A lot of them get very, very bold in their packaging copy. This one is supposed to go over the top. It's so over the top they hurt. Here's the thing. If you're a chili head, at some point you have hurt yourself with hot peppers. It's just the nature of the gig. You won't know what your limits are until you find them, right? For some people, Charlie, for instance, if you check out the reaction videos, for some people, it's way lower on the scale. Fresno's are probably pushing him. Habaneros are considerably over the line. Even when we try to be a bit cautious and, you know, work our way up to stuff, unless you happen to be in a really high tolerance phase, you can still overdo it. Sometimes it'll creep up on you. Man, I love the texture of this. I love the flavor. I love everything about this. Easily one of the best chocolates I've had. No question. Ever, by the way. Not only in the chili head sphere, ever. I usually don't give numerical ratings to snacks. You know, for most of the time, they're either good or they're not. This one is phenomenal, but if I was rating it, it would be at the very, very top of the taste scale. No question at all. Utterly fantastic. As far as heat, it is extremely minimal. I'm so sorry to say. You just watch me eat the whole candy bar, and unfortunately, I can't give it much more than a default one. I'm not going to give it more than a default one, because there isn't. Clearly, if you compared this to even like a spice, Lindt I think has a spicy chili oil candy bar. This is about where that falls. The flavor on this is phenomenal, though. It's way better. Heat-wise, it's a lot of buildup on that label. A lot of buildup. That did not get borne out in the chocolate as far as I'm concerned. I'm not in a particularly high tolerance phase at the moment. And this was not, for me as a chili head, it was not particularly satisfying in terms of heat. Like, I'm getting a bit of a build towards the back of my throat after the entire bar. I still am stopping very short of calling it a legit one. And, I wish it was. I wish I could give this a 1 or a 2. I truly do. It's just not there. So if you're trying to cater this bar to chili heads, you've got to be way more forceful than this. Like this is nothing. This is fluff for chili heads. Regular people, honestly, I'm not even sure they would be completely challenged. I think a lot of them would be pushed. After you'd have to eat the entire bar, I think, to get pushed. But I think a lot of normies would probably get pushed by this after they had the entire bar, assuming they would ever eat that much at once. If you want to, Lillie Belle, here's your challenge, right? You spent all this time on the copy, so why don't I give you some challenges to end this, right? The first thing is get rid of this font. Throw it away. I love the text here. I love what you guys have written. I love what you've done here. Get rid of this text because this is not particularly legible. Okay? That's the first thing. The second one is to take the shadowing. You've got a drop shadow on this for some reason. It's supposed to look like blood, I'm assuming. Get rid of that. This is going to read a lot better if that's not there. The third thing, though, is where we get into the really important stuff, right? Go get something that's chocolate from either one of the higher ones from Willie Pete's or from Inferno Candy Company. And you'll get a pretty immediate idea of the heat level that you're going to need to be at if you're going to try to pursue that market. This is not it. You don't necessarily have to get a challenge bar unless you want to spend the money. That's fine. You don't necessarily have to do that. Just one of the upper heat ones just to get a better feel for it because there's so much potential here. These guys clearly know their way around good tasting chocolate. No question about that. But if you want to also try to make it satisfying to chili heads on that level, I think you're going to have to actually go to like maybe dried ghost chilies rather than just a powderized version of it. I think you're going to need to go to actual pieces of it. And maybe you look at going up a little bit even. I don't think you need to, though. I think you could have something really satisfying. But if you're going to go with Ghost, and I think that is the pepper as well, that's a very, very good tasting super hot, very flexible. It lends itself well to this thing. Go with pepper pieces, larger pieces of the pepper. not so much with the powder. So there's your 3 challenges for the Lillie Belle company, with the last one being, of course, the most important one. But flavor-wise, yeah, fantastic. This is well worth trying to chase down one of these bars. I will say that. So I'm posting this today because I did the Trick or Treat bar from Willie Pete's actually earlier, so people would have enough time to get that. But this one I actually wanted to save as a trick or treat for myself because I wasn't sure how hot it was actually going to be. So flavor-wise, it was an absolute treat. Heat-wise, I'm going to say it's much more of a trick, and we'll just leave it there. So there it is, the Lillie Belle Do Not Eat This Chocolate Candy Bar. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.